What's up, friends? Glad to have you guys back for another review where I find awesome things to simplify your life. Today we got the Powerbeats Pro, the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless, and the Jabra 65Ts. So today we're going to compare the Powerbeats Pros in these areas against these to see which one is in fact the right one for you. And by the way, we are giving away one pair of Powerbeats Pros, and the details will be at the very end, so make sure you watch till then. And if this video has helped you in any way at all and you want to see more future videos, like, subscribe, and turn that bell on to get the latest updates from YouTube about my channel. And without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing we're going to compare is the sound quality. So right off the bat, I'm going to have to tell you that the Jabra is the weaker of the three. There's nothing wrong with it doesn't sound thin at all, but the soundstage is a bit limited, so you won't get that music dynamic and HD sound. It still works really well for listening to music, for listening to podcasts, but if you want to experience your music, you gotta go with these two. With the Powerbeats Pro, the overall sound is really powerful and really energizing. The bass has a lot of bass depth, so you're gonna really feel the bass. And the good news is that the bass does not cover the details, so it doesn't sound muddy at all. The mids and the highs are really good as well. There's definitely HD sound where you can differentiate the left and the right very clearly. And I gotta say that the treble is very clear and very snappy as well, so if you're playing acoustic music, it sounds really good. But when you compare them to Sennheisers, I think the listening experience is a lot better on these than the Powerbeats Pro, because this does provide more passive noise isolation than these. So with the Powerbeats Pro, even if you have a tight seal, all it can block out is at most 10% of your surrounding sounds, while this blocks out 30 to 40%. This kind of has a passive hear-through situation here. And because the ambient sound blocking is a bit better on the Sennheisers, you can really focus on your podcast and your music and relax a lot easier. With these, you do have to increase your volume up to 85 to 90% to drown out the outside sounds. But besides that, the bass on this is really powerful. The bass on this is more like a tight punch, while the bass in these actually rumble in my ear, and you can really hear the dynamics in your music. The clarity and detail is really good in these as well, so you can hear the tiniest things, and overall you can really experience your music with these. So if I was gonna rate these out of 10, I would give the Sennheisers a solid 9, the Powerbeats Pro a 8.7, and the Jabras a 7.5 to a 7.8. So next we're gonna talk about the hear-through feature, where it uses the mics inside to replicate what's outside so that you're aware of your surroundings. And this is really important if you're someone who works outside, so that you're aware if a car's coming at you, if someone's coming behind you, and overall it's just a safety feature. So there is active hear-through on these two, and this is more of a passive hear-through. The hear-through on this is good, but when you do compare it to these, there is a slight hiss when you do it. It's not tinny at all, and overall it works. But the hear-through on these is almost as if you're not wearing the earbuds at all. You can hear what's outside very clearly. There might be a slight volume reduction, but they work really well. So anyways, in terms of connection quality, I'm gonna have to give the win to the Powerbeats Pro. Although it doesn't have simultaneous connections like the Jabra, with this you can switch very easily between your laptop and your phone. You just go into settings over here and click on the Powerbeats Pro, and bam, you're connected. And the reason why I say it's better than the simultaneous pairing over here is that with the Jabras, when you do connect it to two devices, sometimes you get this lag sound because it's getting confused with the two connections, and you do have to turn off the Bluetooth for one of them for you to get rid of those little dropouts here and there. But with Sennheisers, it's a bit more troubling to use because you do have to disconnect the device that it's connected to first before you can connect it to your new device, so it does take a bit longer to do that. But if you are just mainly using your phone and not using multiple devices, it's really not that big of a deal. In terms of connection strength, all of these work really well. Some people say that this does lag a bit, but in my experience it doesn't. I watch a lot of Netflix, YouTubes, and play lots of games on my iPad, computer, and laptop, and they all sync perfectly. All the lips are synced, all the firing pew-pew guns are synced in my games, and really I video edit with these two very well. It's almost as if I'm wearing wired earbuds. So overall, the connection strength is pretty good with all of these because they all use Bluetooth 5.0, but the Powerbeats Pro does have an advantage here because you can use both of them independently. So you can use the right one only or the left one only, whereas with these two, you can only use the right earbud by itself, but not the left. So I guess this is useful if you're taking calls. Some people just grab whichever they want, they put it on their ear and they talk. Or if you're on the bed leaning to one side and watching Netflix, you know, stuff like that. And the other thing is that it's really easy to share your music because you can wear one on your one ear and then you can give the other earbud to your friend and they can wear it and it works. Even if they're a few feet away, you can still listen to the same music. But with these, you do have to be in closer proximity with one another for them both to play music at the same time. So that's why in terms of connection quality, I think this one's the best. especially if you're an Apple user. And yes, of course, I didn't forget about the business people who really care about the call quality. Here's a call quality test for you. Hey guys, so right now we're trying to simulate a coffee shop sound environment. We're using my speakers right here to do that. You're hearing the sound from my camera mic right now, and we're gonna switch over to the PowerBeats Pro. So this is the PowerBeats Pro right now, testing 1, 2, 3. How is it doing? Is it isolating my voice from the environment sounds? And of course, we have my trusty fan over here for some wind noise. You ready for this? So testing 1, 2, 3. How is that wind noise? Can you still hear my voice? Is there a lot of fluttering sounds? How is it doing? Comment below and let me know. And the other thing is that I can take my earbud off and it will switch right to my left earbud. So this is the left earbud only. This is the PowerBeats Pro. Testing 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to switch to the Jabras. So now we have the Jabras in my ears. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Jabras 65T. And now we're going to bring out the wind again. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Jabras 65Ts with the wind noise. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is it fluttering a lot? I can hear a bit of fluttering here and there, but yeah. And finally, we're going to switch to the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless. And right now we have the Sennheiser Momentum in my ear right here. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless. And now we're going to use the wind noise to see how it sounds like. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless. My experience is not the best. So how is it? Is there a lot of wind noise? Is there a lot of fluttering sounds? So that's all the tests for now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and which sounds the best to you. And while we're at this, I'm going to show you what this earbud looks like on me. I don't think it looks the best, to be honest. It looks really good from the side, but at the front, it looks kind of weird. But I don't know, this is just a personal preference. Comment below and tell me what you guys think. And next, in terms of working out, this is going to give you the most secure fit and durability. And that's obviously because it has these hinges over here. So with these, you can actually adjust the top over here and bend it to whatever you like to secure your ear the best. And I do think it's a lot more comfortable for working out as well. Because of these, when you put them in your ear, it does create a really tight seal and you get that pressure in your ears. And when you walk around, you notice a thumping sound that sounds like and that's because it's bone conduction vibration sounds coming from your leg to your ear. And you can easily test what that sounds like just by plugging your ears over here and walking. So it does get really uncomfortable for some people because when you're running or jumping rope, there's just a lot of like body movement sounds and it does get annoying. But with the passive hear-through situation on these earbuds, you don't get those sounds at all. So if you're jumping around, playing badminton, tennis, or whatever really vigorously, these won't fall out of your ear, and they're also very, very water resistant as well. And to test that, I did take them in the shower and tested the water resistance there, and you know what? It's still working now. And of course I didn't forget, here's the shake test with all three of these. So first we got the Jabras in here and the Sennys in here, and now we're gonna shake. Oh my gosh, okay. So that just fell. So that's not too secure, you know? And then we have the PowerBeats Pro over here on this side. So they're both pretty good, and the Jabras are almost coming out. These are, I don't think they're just not gonna come out. So there you have it. This is best meant for if you're sitting or walking around, but I mean if you're playing more vigorous sports, it's gonna be these two. So lastly, we're gonna touch on the build quality, user experience, and the cases. So with these two, it does use hardware buttons where it's like tactile controls. The best experience I had was with the PowerBeats Pro. It has a volume rocker over here and a button in the middle. And the buttons are very easy to use, and it's a very soft click as well. Because when you do use them, it has this bottom part here to leverage, and you can press like that. So it's really good that you don't have to put pressure in your ear. And when you press the Beats logo button over here, it's very easy and accurate to press as well, so there's no discomfort at all. Now with the Jabras, the user experience is very good as well. The buttons are harder to click on, so you do have to apply a bit more pressure into your ears. Some people say that they experience discomfort while doing it, but for me, it was okay. But the most horrible user experience would be the Sennheisers. With the Sennheisers, it does use touch control, and the thing is that it's not that accurate. So sometimes when you double tap, it only registers as one tap, so you just gotta keep tapping, and it makes this kind of sound. And I don't like it that much. So it would have been better if it's more accurate, but it's not. And the other thing with this is that it actually has a battery draining issue. The reason why it connects so fast to your device right after you take it out of the case is because it's always on. And this means that even though it's in the case and you're not using it, you still have to charge it every week. The other thing is that it only has 4 hours per charge, and when you put it back in the case, it gives you 2 more charges. But with the Powerbeats Pro over here, a single charge on this will give you a whole whopping 9 hours. So you can use this for a whole day without a problem. And when you put it back in the case, you can use it for 24 hours plus, so that's amazing. And with the Jabras, it does give you 5 hours per charge, and when you put it back in the case, it will give you 2 more. So in terms of battery life and user experience, the Powerbeats Pro win here. The only thing it doesn't win in, though, is the size of the case. Now, it's very clear that the case is huge. With these, it's a lot more pocketable, and since it fits in your pocket, it's a lot easier to access, and therefore you're gonna use it more. But with this, I really think the case is meant to be left at home when you go out and work out. In my experience, I do not take the case with me because I either have to put it in my jacket pocket or my bag, and it just feels like a burden when I take it out. So instead, the thing that I figured is that these actually lock in place together like this, and I actually just put it in my pocket like this without its case, and you know what, it works. And you're welcome for this little hack. And the thing is, when I take this out without the case, the battery does still last me the whole day, because when you're not using it, it takes 30 hours for it to discharge. So there's no problem there. And then when I get home, I just put it in its case like this, and it's kind of like wireless charging. Which I would like to mention that none of these cases have wireless charging. With this case, you need to charge it with a lightning cable. With this, you can charge it with a USB-C cable, and with the Jabras, it's a micro USB. So in my experience, it's not actually that big of a deal that it's micro USB. It may seem a bit outdated, but with its long battery life, I've never ran into a situation where I ran out of batteries. Because with all these cases, there is a battery indicator, as you can see here. And when I get home and see that it's low on battery, I just plug it in and no problem. So in the end, I do think that these two are more luxury items. With the Powerbeats Pro, it's a really specific tool for a really specific purpose, which is working out. Because if you're a serious athlete who does intense workouts that need that secure fit, you gotta go with the Powerbeats Pro. But if you're like an average guy who commutes a lot, who works in busier environments and just walks around, these two are gonna be the best for you. Now, the Sennheisers are the most expensive. It's not for everyone. It's only for those who really care about that sound quality. And for myself, ever since I got this, I do use it more than the Jabras. But the Jabras are still my #1 pick for a budget at True Wireless earbuds at the moment. It has all the features that you need, and the sound is spot on in its price range. So if you're on a budget, the Jabras won't disappoint you at all. So I really hope I helped you guys figure out which one is in fact the right one for you. And of course, I didn't forget about the giveaway details. So first of all, I do want to thank everyone for all your support so far, for helping this channel get to 25,000, and that's what this giveaway is for. Your feedback, your comments, your ideas mean everything to me. And all you gotta do to win one of these bad boys is subscribe, comment below which color, why you want it, and your Instagram handle, and follow my Instagram, because in the first week of July, I'll be posting a picture of this and announcing the winner there, and that's how you find out if you won or not. And the contest does end on June 25th, so make sure you enter before then. And it is 1 entry per person, so share it with your friends, and good luck, guys. Anyways, if you have any questions about any of this at all, please comment below. I'd love to help you guys out. And if this video has helped you in any way at all, remember to like, subscribe, and turn that bell on to get the latest updates about my channel from YouTube. And really, that's it for now. Whoops. That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! I'm trying to record here.
I know, I'm being a cameo.
So this is my coffee noise. Coffee shop sound noises. I don't know what she's doing. This is why my videos take so long to record.